Hey all you cool cats and kittens, welcome back to Savage Sullivan Math. Today we're going to take a look at how to solve two-step equations. Now, when we look at something like this, it's not super appealing to our eyes because I have the expression on the right-hand side. Normally, in a lot of textbooks, and typically we like to see the expression on the left-hand side, but let's go ahead and solve this. It's not going to affect anything. So, I'm going to go ahead and I like to draw a line right down the middle of the equal sign so I sort of see the division of what I have to do. And our goal is to isolate the variable. So I want to undo anything outside of the variable first. So when I look at this, negative 4m plus 5, I want to get rid of this plus 5 on the end. So I have to undo it. What is the inverse operation of addition? Yep, subtraction. So we're going to subtract 5 on both sides. These cancel out, which is exactly what I want. Now I'm left with negative 4m on the right-hand side, and now I can combine like terms. Negative 15 minus 5 is negative 20. Now we just have a little baby one-step equation. So we remember that this is really the same as negative 4 times m equals negative 20. Now, we know that multiplication fact. 4 times what is 20? That's right, 5. Well, in order to undo multiplication, we divide. So we're going to divide both sides of my equation by negative 4. And we remember that when we divide a negative by a negative, we get a positive. So that's going to be a positive 5. And we're left with just m. The negative 4's will cancel. And there we have it. Our solution, 5 equals m.
Mrs. Savage, that was fantastic. Let's take a peek at this two-step equation. We notice we have our variable right here sitting next to the 2/3. Oh, we've got this minus 5 and then it equals 1. Again, we want to put this little balance beam so we can remember whatever we do on one side, we have to do to the other. So we want to isolate the term that has the variable in it first, which means I have to get rid of the minus 5. The opposite or the inverse of negative 5 would be a positive 5. So I'm going to add 5 to both sides. When I do that, negative 5 plus 5, that's 0, so I don't need anything there. So on the left-hand side, I'm just left with 2/3 x, and it's equal to 6. Now this is 2/3 times x, and to undo multiplication, we need to divide. But dividing by a fraction, that's kind of gross. Remember, our ultimate goal is just to leave this as 1x. So if we multiply 2/3 by its reciprocal, 3/2, this will become 6/6, which is just the same thing as 1. So this works. Dividing by a fraction is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. Don't forget that whatever you do on one side, you have to do to the other. So remember, these will reduce to 1 and you're left with just an x. Okay, don't forget that multiplying fractions is the same thing as multiplying straight across. So I'm going to say the 6 is the same thing as 6/1. So 6 times 3 is 18, and 1 times 2 is 2. And I can reduce that. 18 divided by 2 is 9. So x is equal to 9. If you want to check your answer, not a problem. Let's do a check. When you do a check, you just plug in your value that you find into the original equation where the variable is. So 2/3 times 9 minus 5 is equal to 1. 2/3 of 9 is 6. And 6 minus 5 is 1. 1 is equal to 1. We got it. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe.